Joshua, and I own I Cut Grass LLC, and I want to talk to you very briefly about core plug aeration and why you would have one done and whether or not you want to hire someone to do that and the things to do to get prepared. What we have right here are a couple of aerators. This is a walk-behind unit, and this is a rider unit. The walk-behind unit is not going to pull as efficient of a plug as the rider unit will, but the nice thing about a walk-behind unit is that you can get in tight areas where the riding machine might not do that. Also, the riding machine is going to pull a significantly better quality plug than a walk-behind. Now, one of the reasons that you're going to aerate your lawn is you're going to allow the root system to expand a little better so that the lawn itself can thrive. You're going to pull out different plugs with a core plug aerator based on the depth that you set the machine to, and those plugs have microorganisms in them that are going to help to break down thatch at the surface area of the lawn. In addition, those holes that you put into the ground are going to put the root system in such a way that it's going to be exposed to nitrogen, water, and other nutrients as well, so that lawn can thrive. Now, when you make the decision to have an aeration done, you need to have your irrigation system marked. You need to have, if you have an invisible pet fence, you need to have that marked. If you have any buried cable for like a light post or something, some kind of landscape lighting that you might have had done, you want to have those areas marked too so you don't cut it. In Indiana, you also have to call 811 because you have to have the utilities marked. Now, in this lawn that we're doing today, we've had all that done. If you want to look down here, this is one of the irrigation heads that we've marked. And then this is some of the markings from the utilities that 811 will come out and do. That's a free service. It is state law. So if you're outsourcing this or if you're doing it yourself, you have to call 811 before you can do it. Now, there's no code in the state of Indiana for the depth of that cable to be buried. So you can very easily hit that with an aerator. I've seen them, in the 9 years I've done this, I've seen them buried as shallow as 1 inch, and I've seen them buried as deep as 4 inches. I haven't seen them any deeper than that. I guess it just comes down to the subcontractor, what he or she's going to do when they come out and mark it. But once those markings have been done, you can then have the aeration done. You want to make sure if you're outsourcing that job to somebody that they're not subcontracting somebody else that might not know what they're doing. Now, the question becomes, do you do the aeration yourself or do you hire someone? You can rent a walk-behind unit like this one right here for about $75 for 4 hours, and you're going to have to return it clean. You're going to have to hope that you didn't damage the equipment. The rider behind me, you can rent one of those for about $100 for 4 hours. Now, the rider is very easy to get stuck. People see it and they think it's going to be easier because you can ride it. If your lawn is too soft when you do an aeration, you can get stuck. And it's important to understand that when you have an aeration done, you are going to damage the property. In addition to the plugs that you're going to pull, there'll be some minor divots here and there, and that's all going to heal in the coming weeks when the lawn recovers from that aeration. But if you're going to do it yourself, you got to take into consideration the rental fee. You got to make sure that you can get the equipment picked up and dropped off within that time that you've rented it, and also understand that if you do any damage, you're directly responsible. If you outsource that to somebody and you hire someone to do the aeration, they're going to be responsible for that. And if you're going to hire someone to do the aeration, they're going to be able to do a better job because chances are they've done a lot of these and they're going to know the types of things to look for when they're having that core plug aeration done. Something else you may want to consider real briefly if you're going to do a core plug aeration is to do an application of a Holganics 243 product. It's a completely organic product that is a granular fertilizer that has calcium in it and is spray coated with a product called Healthy Grow. This is going to help to amend the soil, and when used in this type of an application where you're doing it with an aeration, it's not used as an alternative for your current fertilizer program. It's used as an added supplement. So if you're interested and you have questions or you want to give us an opportunity to help you, check out my website. It's www.icutgrassllc.com, or you can email me directly at icutgrassllc@hotmail.com. I'd love to help you. Thanks for taking a minute to watch this video, and I'll probably create some more for you in the near future. Thanks for watching.